You understand tension and suspense, but how does it work on a line level? As you're writing each sentence, how do you add more tension, more suspense? We're going to look at The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. We're going to take apart the first 2 pages line by line, and I'm going to show you what she does to build the tension so that you can do it too. Let's start with the hook. A hook is just anything that makes the reader wonder. On a drowsy Sunday afternoon, a man in a long dark coat hesitated in front of a house on a tree-lined street. This makes us wonder. First of all, we kind of know that a long dark coat, it's bad news. A little bit of foreshadowing. In your hook, could you do some kind of foreshadowing, some kind of sign of danger? The thing we're wondering is, why is he hesitating and what's in that house? Okay, let's look at sentence 2. He hadn't parked a car, nor had he come by taxi. Mysterious details. Can you add mysterious details to your scene? If he didn't drive, we're thinking he walked. But let's look at sentence 3. No neighbor had seen him strolling along the sidewalk. All right, so the mystery builds. He might have walked, but nobody saw him. Sentence 4. He simply appeared as if stepping between one shadow and the next. Okay, so that sounds magical and creepy. We have the mentioning of shadow, which has some level of foreshadowing. Sentence 5. The man walked to the door and lifted his fist to knock. Okay, so the suspense builds. We're wondering, what's he doing there and what's inside? Your job to build tension is to pose a question in the reader's mind and then answer it. Pose another question and then answer it. The guy seems kind of weird, magical, maybe creepy, long dark coat, shadows. We're ready for some kind of danger, some kind of problem. Now we jump into the house. And for the entire next paragraph, we see contrast. We see this pretty happy family. Let's take a look. Sentence 6. Inside the house, Jude sat on the living room rug and ate fish sticks, soggy from the microwave, and dragged through a sludge of ketchup. A regular scene. And we get the sense of touch, the sense of taste. She's holding a fish stick. We are pulled into the scene by the specificity of detail. So that's another huge tension tool. You want the reader to feel like they're there. And one of the best ways to do that is through using the senses, especially the sense of touch, sense of taste, sense of smell. Why? Because those are things we can't get by watching a movie. A movie has a bigger remove. We see things, we hear things, but we don't smell things. We don't touch them. We don't taste them. So that's the magic of writing a book. You can actually yank the reader right into the scene. Sentence 7. Her twin sister Taryn napped on the couch, curled around a blanket, thumb in her fruit punch stained mouth. The specificity of the stained mouth, the innocence of that, in contrast with creepy man. So we're using contrast here. Safety. That guy doesn't seem so safe. Watch out, kids. Sentence 8. And on the other end of the sofa, their older sister Vivian stared at the television screen, her eerie split-pupilled gaze fixed on the cartoon mouse as it ran from the cartoon cat. We have more innocence, but also something weird that makes us wonder. We're wondering about the split pupil. That sounds magical too. So now we're curious. What's up with this Vivian girl? That's another question Holly Black is planting in the reader's mind. We're going to hold on to that and we're going to be curious about this character. She laughed when it seemed as if the mouse was about to get eaten. So just a regular kid laughing. Maybe a little creepy if you're happy about the mouse getting eaten. So we're wondering, is there something wrong with this girl? So we keep reading. Sentence 10. Vivi was different from other big sisters, but since 7-year-old Jude and Taryn were identical with the same shaggy brown hair and heart-shaped faces, they were different too. So we have twins who think, well, it's just my sister. She's different, but so are we. We're twins. We're all different. Sentence 11. We're going to get another very strange detail that's going to make us wonder even more about Vivi, pulling us into the story further. Vivi's eyes and the lightly furred points of her ears were, to Jude, not so much more strange than being the mirror version of another person. So this is a moment for the reader to be like, Twins is fairly common. We've all met a twin. But have we ever met a girl with furry points to her ears? I have not. Sentence 12. And if sometimes she noticed the way the neighborhood kids avoided Vivi, or the way their parents talked about her in low, worried voices, Jude didn't think it was anything important. So now we're planting another question in the reader's mind. We're wondering, why are the parents worried about her? We're going to find out. This is a really good example about how you can show the character's thoughts and how they can disregard some terrible thing or some warning sign. And the reader then will be like, you shouldn't disregard that. Watch out. So it creates this reader-character connection where the reader is very invested in the story. And that's tension. This is why we need the thoughts. We need to show characters' thoughts, their misbeliefs, their wrong ideas, their mistakes, their flaws, because it really helps the reader connect to that character, which makes them keep reading. Sentence 13. Grown-ups were always worried, always whispering. Is that true? Are they always worried? Are they always whispering? Sentence 14. Taryn yawned and stretched, pressing her cheek against Vivi's knee. Sweet moment, sister bonding, and sense of touch. We're really pulled in. We know what that's like, pushing our face against someone. We know that. So we're right in the scene. Sense of touch, really important to pull the reader in and make them feel like they're there. Sentences 15 to 18. Outside, the sun was shining, scorching the asphalt of driveways. Lawnmower engines whirred and children splashed in the backyard pools. Dad was in the outbuilding where he had a forge. Mom was in the kitchen cooking hamburgers. Okay, regular life. Watch out, everybody. We're getting all the sensory experiences, but that's not all. We're getting the regular life, the regular sweet life before everything goes crazy. And we've already had this foreshadowing, so we're worried. Now, the next two lines are great foreshadowing. Everything was boring. Everything was fine. The reader can then argue, it's not fine. Watch out. And sure enough, when the knock came, Jude hopped up to answer it. All right. We all know you shouldn't just answer the door. So the reader is saying, no, that's a mistake. She hoped it might be one of the girls from across the street wanting to play video games or inviting her for an after-dinner swim. All right, so we have the contrast here of innocence and danger. Really great for tension, really great for any scene. Think about contrast. Can you make two things clash? Something is out of the ordinary. Something is different. Let's look at the scene now. The tall man stood on their mat, glaring down at her. He wore a brown leather duster despite the heat. His shoes were shod with silver, and they rang hollowly as he stepped over the threshold. Jude looked up into his shadowed face and shivered. Notice the specificity of detail in that description of the man. We get it from the girl's point of view. He seems scary. She shivers. We're right pulled in. We get danger in that paragraph. Boom. Watch out, everybody. Mom, she yelled. Mom, someone's here. Her mother came from the kitchen, wiping wet hands on her jeans. When she saw the man, she went pale. Go to your room, she told Jude in a scary voice. Now! If the mom's scared, we're scared. So we're definitely going to keep reading. Reactions are key for tension. We need to see other people getting worried. We need to see their fear. We need to see their thoughts. We need to see their body language. And then we, the reader, will also be pulled into the scene, and we're going to keep turning the pages. This is the list of tools that I just covered. You can brainstorm your scene and then start writing. That's Suspense and Tension in The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I'm Kim Purcell. This is the Busy Writer Workshop. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and start writing with more suspense, more tension. You got this, everybody. Happy writing.